Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Frankfort is getting ready for the latest transfer of power in the Commonwealth. And also in Frankfort, Governor Matt Bevin and Governor-elect Andy Beshear both attended the state Christmas tree lighting. Plus, despite the cold weather, more than 100 people lined the streets of downtown Pikeville to celebrate the holiday season.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. The time is 5:32 on December 9th. I'm Madison Program, and thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning. So it is a Monday, and if you're waking up, the rain outside is not going to help you get out of bed this morning. But let's go to Brandon Robinson. Brandon, in some places it might be raining, in some places maybe not as hard.
Yeah, exactly. We're starting to see a brief breakout toward I-75 this morning, and that break is going to be continuing off and on throughout the day. The best chances for rain, though, will be this morning. Let's take a look and see what's going on. You're seeing another little band trying to get its act together out toward Lake Cumberland there, just past I-75 to the west. We're going to continue to watch that pretty good band move through parts of several counties there. Paintsville just got a good soaking a while ago. Prestonsburg getting it now. Pikeville, it's heading your way. Dorton over toward West Virginia there, Logan County and Mingo County, and then even up toward Inez there as well this morning. We're taking a look at temperatures, and they're falling into the upper 40s, mid to upper 40s there across the eastern half of the state. Still some low 50s in the western part of the area, so we're going to continue to watch that as well this morning. The winds starting to crank out of the southwest, so we're going to push that warmer air in here at least briefly for today, and temperatures already between 4 and 23 degrees warmer, actually 25 degrees warmer than they were this time yesterday morning, so a big jump. Temperatures climbing to the low 60s today, even with the cloud cover and rain, thanks to that southwest wind. We'll talk more about all this coming up here in just a little bit. Madison?
Thank you, Brandon. Well, the inauguration of Governor-elect Andy Beshear will take place in Frankfort tomorrow, and the city is getting ready for the latest transfer of power in the Commonwealth. WKYT's Krista Frost was in the Capitol to check on how preparations are coming along.
Well, the inauguration is going to not only be exciting, but also inviting. It's going to be based on the theme of Team Kentucky.
That's what Governor-elect Andy Beshear told Bill Bryant on Kentucky Newsmakers about what he wants the inauguration to look like. This weekend, it started becoming a reality.
We started bringing in equipment, tech, and things like that early yesterday to get all of those things set up so we would have plenty of time to check the equipment, test the equipment, make sure everything's working fine.
A lot of pieces to put together to successfully pull off a full day with about 7 large events, and this year things are different.
I think that's probably one of the big differences this time around is that everything, all of the inaugural events, even those in the past that have been somewhat limited to the public, all of them are open this time around.
Everything from the seating.
This year, we've built the platform so that it tiers down closer to the audience, and then we built the audience seating platforms up higher. So the governor and lieutenant governor will be lower, the audience will be higher, and they'll be a lot closer.
2 events that anyone can attend.
The open house is going to happen immediately after the public swearing in on Tuesday afternoon. We have some artists from the Governor's School for the Arts who will be performing inside, and the governor and the lieutenant governor are going to greet folks and shake some hands and hug some necks and thank them for coming to the inauguration.
But of course, Kenny Bishop has organized enough inaugurations to remember one thing.
We always make sure that we honor and protect the traditions that are a part of inaugurations,
but while also creating a space where all voices are heard.
Everyone is welcome. No one will ever be locked out again, and that this Commonwealth is truly all of ours.
In Frankfort, Krista Frost, WYMT Mountain News.
The inauguration will have events going on all day on Tuesday, December 10th, leading up to Governor-elect Beshear's official swearing in at around 2 p.m. He will be the Commonwealth's 63rd governor since the state was formed back in 1792. And in Frankfort, Governor Matt Bevin and Governor-elect Andy Beshear both attended the state capitol Christmas tree lighting. Saturday's event began with the annual Frankfort Christmas Parade. The lighting of the tree followed immediately after, and then spectators headed to the governor's mansion to check out the decoration and meet Santa. And despite the cold weather, more than 100 people lined the streets of downtown Pikeville Saturday evening. A Christmas tree lighting and the annual Christmas parade kick off the fun on Main Street. This year's Grand Marshals were the Pikeville Panthers football team, who just won a state title on Friday. Bad weather last weekend led officials to move the event forward 1 week. In the city of Harlan's Christmas parade also took place on Saturday. This video, courtesy of Emily Perkins from the Harlan Enterprise, shows some of the nearly 80 entries in the parade that made its way through the streets of downtown. City leaders also hosted other events as part of their yearly celebration, including an ice skating rink at the Harlan Center, local vendors inside the center, and pictures with Santa. And dozens of National Guard soldiers marched through Barberville Saturday morning on a very special mission. The Barberville Police Department posted these pictures on their Facebook page, and members of the 149th Infantry Regiment, also known as the Mountain Warriors, delivered teddy bears to the department as part of their efforts to deliver them to local children in need this Christmas season. And in Scotland, the streets of Glasgow's city centre were painted red on Sunday, with thousands of runners dressed as Santa Claus. The runners took part in an annual charity run called the Santa Dash. The run was not limited to humans, with many dogs taking part in the race.
He decided he wasn't going to run, so he's been carried the whole way through. But it was good fun. Brilliant charities, worth doing.
We just wanted to be a part of the fun that, we have been seeing and reading in the papers, and we just came here a couple of months back. So we wanted to be part of this.
The event is organized by the Glasgow City Council to raise money for charities, and according to the council, the Santa Dash has raised more than $450,000 for various charities since it started in 2006. And moving from one end of Great Britain to the other, people were sleeping outside in Trafalgar Square on Saturday night in London, England. It's part of the large charity fundraiser initiative to end global homelessness. The event, organized by the world's big Sleepout, started with a small event in Edinburgh in 2016. The event aims to raise funds to help end homelessness and also to raise awareness of what homelessness and displaced people face every day of the year.
So I personally think that showing solidarity for people who are homeless is a very, very good thing. And come 10, 11 o'clock tonight, when all the music has stopped and the speeches have stopped, this place will be cold, it will be quiet, and people will just for 1 minute think about people do this all year round and they have no choice. They're not going home tomorrow to a hot shower or a bath and a warm bed. They're there every day of the year. Some of them 365 days of the year. So I think it's a really big deal to ask somebody to sleep out on the street, and I think it shouts and speaks volumes for their desire to help other people who are homeless. So it's no gimmick, it's a serious thing that we're doing here this evening.
This year, 52 cities were taking part, with around 60,000 people joining the cause in countries across Europe, Africa, Asia, and North and South America. And marchers turned out on Sunday in Hong Kong as part of the rally that will test the enduring appeal of the city's protest movement, making a half year of demonstrations. The rally was called by the Civil Human Rights Front, a group that has organized some of the biggest demonstrations since hundreds of thousands of protesters first marched on June 9th. That rally protests now withdraw government proposals that would have allowed criminal suspects to be sent for trial in Communist Party-controlled courts in mainland China. The movement has snowballed from there into a sustained challenge to the government of the semi-autonomous Chinese territory and communist leaders in Beijing. And at least 5 people are dead after today's volcanic eruption on White Island in New Zealand. The volcano on the small island, frequented by tourists, erupted with ash and steam. In a news conference in Wellington, Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern said authorities were doing everything they could to rescue those still on the island. But police stressed the island was covered in ash and volcanic material, hampering their efforts. Officials estimate there were less than 50 people on the island at the time of the eruption, but that many were still unaccounted for. And an Alabama couple is mourning the loss of their son, who died in Friday's mass shooting at Naval Air Station in Pensacola. The parents of 23-year-old Ensign Joshua Caleb Watson are grief-stricken but proud of his accomplishment and heroism. Ken Curtis has the story.
Benjamin and Sheila Watson strolled through a Pensacola, Florida park on Saturday, hand in hand, only hours after their son Joshua died for his country.
He just moved to Pensacola about 2 weeks ago in November.
Watson was training to become a pilot in the U.S. Navy.
All he ever wanted to do, and he was so excited to do it.
On Thursday night, his assignment, guard the Pensacola Naval Air Station.
He wasn't exactly excited about standing watch overnight,
but, you know, he knew it was part of his job.
Just before Joshua's watch would have ended, gunfire erupted. A trainee from Saudi Arabia killed 3 and wounded 8 others. Had it not been for Joshua, that toll would most likely have been much higher. A young man with a promising future who had always wanted to serve. When classes began at Enterprise High School, he couldn't wait to join the ROTC program. And once in, he excelled.
He became the captain of the rifle team, and his abilities helped to send him to the Naval Academy, where he became, his senior year, he became the captain of the rifle team at U.S. Naval Academy.
From Annapolis, he went to Pensacola. Josh exuberant to be in pilot training. His parents delighted to have him near home. The last time they saw him, Thanksgiving weekend. On Friday morning, Benjamin and Sheila Watson got a call from Josh's fellow cadet, who said he had gone to the hospital to check on Josh after the shooting.
He got there, they wouldn't give him any information except that we needed to come. So we did. And then he called me back and said that the chaplain wanted to know when we would be there and if we were on our way. And I knew then that it wasn't just a, nick on the arm and he was milking it. And then when we got there, they told us.
All the Watsons have left are memories, ones they will cherish forever, and friends they now lean on for comfort and support.
It does help. It does.
The Watsons say they want people to know about Josh and his work ethic, and more than anything, they want him remembered as a man who gave his life for others. And coming up, the doggy paddle got tiring for a pup swimming off the Florida coast Wednesday. But thanks to a Coast Guard crew from Fort Myers Beach, help was on the way.
I'm tracking out your rain chances for today and looking at how the back end of this system will affect us for tomorrow. I'll lay it all out for you in about 3 minutes.